Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. We're back with another one. It's another one from the supermarkets, and this one was picked up from Sainsbury's. The brewery is, I believe, owned by Heineken now, but it's from the Birra Moretti stable. And the one we are looking at is their Sale de Mare, and this is an unfiltered lager with a hint of Italian sea salt. It's coming in at 4.6%. This was, it's a 660ml bottle, and this was, I think, £2.75, but I think in Morrison's and Tesco's they wanted like £3.30 for it, and I thought, I'm not paying that for it. God, I sound tight, did I? Sound right tight, but I just thought £2.75, all right, we'll give it a go at that for a big bottle. Like I say, 4.6%. The label is pretty much the same, just slightly different sort of colours on it. And I do like the label, I do like the branding. There we go. There's the crown, as you can see. It's well chilled, been in the fridge since I bought it. I don't have the Sale de Mare glass, shockingly, I'm afraid to say, but I do have the standard Birra Moretti glass, so we are going to put it in that. So, let's get it cracked open and see what we get. Hope you're liking the new view. There is still a little bit of noise from the windows because I got them open, but you may well have noticed there is no creaking of a chair. Why is that, Baz, you ask? Well, I'll tell you why, being as you're asking me. The squeaky chair has been put down the side of the sideboard that is here, that all my gear is sat on. Not a great pour. And before I was talking to the missus on about getting a new chair, I thought, I'm going to have a look on Argos sort of thing. And then it just come to mind that we got a dining table downstairs in the normal kind of like beer reviewing room, man cave. We got 4 chairs there, and 9.5 times out of 10, it's only me and her there. So I decided to bring one of them chairs up. So that's why we got no creaking. So we got a nice big wooden chair behind me now, a lot more comfy. Better height as well. So I'll be using that for now, so you won't get any more creaking. Right, let's stop talking shit. Let's get on with this beer. So beer in a glass, there we go. A whirlwind of I say whirlwind of carbonation, but there is a massive carbonation coming up. These glasses are nucleated. It is slightly hazy. That'll be the unfiltered side of it. And we got a massive 3-finger compact white head. Apologies if I'm repeating a little bit, just had chili, so that's not helping. But yeah, looking at it, it looks pretty decent, to be fair. So I'm going to dive in with the nose and see what we get. Now, I've seen a couple of reviews of this, the sea salt thing. Some people kind of get a little hint of it, some people don't. Some people think it's just an unfiltered Birra Moretti, which is basically all it is. But let's have a sniffers. It's hard to pick much out of that because it's got such a big head. But yeah, for me, you sort of just get that unfiltered lager sort of aroma. I'd love to say, it smells like an unfiltered Moretti, but I'd be lying if I honestly thought it was. There are hints of it, but quite frankly, it could be any unfiltered lager. Malty, a little bit sweet, a hint of sea salt, and I'm guessing they mean this in the taste. But do I get a slight sort of aroma on the nose? I'm not sure, maybe. Yeah, I think there's maybe something there. Anyway, stop talking shit, waffling on, boring you on a bank holiday weekend. Let's dive in. Birra Moretti, Sale de Mare. Sorry, I did say 4.6%. It's actually 4.8%. Unfiltered premium lager with a hint of Italian sea salt. Cheers. For me, first impressions, it's better than Moretti. And I think that is the unfiltered side of it that I prefer. It just gives it a slightly different flavour. I have no doubt this is just standard Birra Moretti. %4.8%. Still drinks sort of easy. I don't want to say light, but it does drink easy. 4.8%. It's a lager. It's unfiltered. Yeah, it's not watery thin. It doesn't feel wishy-washy, as I always say. There is some sort of depth to it, if you like, or density to it. Carbonation is pleasant. It's not overpowering. Small bubbles. Nice gentle fizz. Doesn't ruin the mouthfeel. Still pretty smooth, I'm going to say. Give yourself a little topperoonie. Carbonation has picked up again there with me chatting a load of bollocks. But on the taste, an underlying tone of Moretti, slightly sweet, a little bit of an unfiltered flavour, which is what you'd expect, but it's hard to describe what that unfiltered flavour is. It's just, how can I put it? You could almost say not as clean, but I think if you drink unfiltered beers, you sort of know what that unfiltered thing is. Yeah, maybe a little herbal note. And maybe a very tiny sort of lemon citrus note. But I think the unfiltered side of the beer sort of takes over that sort of lemon note in the beer. It's there, but I think it sort of takes it over. I think you're getting the herbal note because it's unfiltered, excuse me. Jesus Christ, that chili's playing hell with me. Normally with unfiltered beers, they feel a lot more wheaty for me. It sort of goes in unfiltered steaks, it sort of goes along the line of Stella, where it's unfiltered, but it's not exactly not been touched. I think if this was fully unfiltered, then you're looking at sort of like maybe Keller beer sort of status, and that would be a lot more hazy. I think this unfiltered thing that they whack in the supermarkets is a safe Keller beer, if you like. They don't want to unfilter. What they want to do is they want to filter it so far that people will still drink it, because Keller beer is very much sort of a different sort of taste to it. But I think this just sort of adds that little bit more. But they don't want to, you know, upset the standard sort of lager drinker. Anyway, I'm chatting shit. It's got a herbal note. It's still sort of Birra Moretti. It's got that little bit extra to it. 4.8%. You don't get that. I think that drink's pretty much exactly the same as the standard sort of Moretti. A hint of Italian sea salt. Do you get that? I think you sort of get it in there. It's not a big, strong, fat, powerful sort of note. I think it is in there. I think it almost feels like a crystal of salt rather than someone just whacking a load of salt in there. It's sort of almost like a salt crystal sort of feel that you get on the taste. It maybe leaves you a little bit dry on the back end as well. I mean, it's not... I know a lot of people out there will probably rip this to bits, but I actually think the unfiltered side of it and that Italian sea salt thing makes it more interesting than your standard Birra Moretti, if you like. I wouldn't say it's not a wower. You know, it's mass produced. But that said, I would say it's probably one of them that I could probably drink a few of. And for your standard beer drinker, that's exactly what they're trying to do, isn't it? So, yeah, I don't want to rip it in your arse. It's very hard to rip it in your arse because I like the beer, so to a certain extent, if you know what I mean. I do like it, but I know it's no world beater, so I'm going to end this video. I'm 11 minutes in. All I've done is burp, hiccup. I've had chili repeating on me, so I'm going to end it there now. So hopefully you're still here watching, not falling asleep. Birra Moretti, Sail de Mare, right? It's a bog standard sort of lager, but I think the unfiltered side of it, that hint of Italian sea salt, I think it gives it a little bit more. Is it better than standard Moretti? For me personally, yeah. I think this edges on the side of the sort of beer that I could drink, even though it's mass produced. So I'd recommend give it a go. If you're into your sort of unfiltered beers or your wheat beers maybe, this might be up your street. If you are a standard sort of Carling Foster's drinker, is it up your street? Maybe. It might float your boat, but I wouldn't promise you anything. But yeah, it's all right. Is it overpriced? $2.75 for a 660? I think when you look at a lot of beers, yeah, maybe it is a little bit overpriced when you look at a lot of supermarket beers. But £2.75 for a big bottle of beer, 4.8%. It's not exactly breaking the bank, is it? Give it a go. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Thank you all for watching. 13 minutes in. That's all your weekend taken up watching me do this. See you on another one. Cheers.